Hey, welcome to Kitchen All Over the World, the show where I cook things that I have never tasted before. On today's episode, I'll be cooking chili momo from Nepal. Join me. So momo is a dumpling, and it supposedly came from Mongolia or China or that sort of area of the world. And it's made in much the same way as those kind of dumplings. It's even wrapped in the same way as a xiaolongbao, in that sort of spiral pattern, as you'll see. So I've got a pound of meat here. In this case, I'm using pork, ground pork, but you can use chicken, beef, whatever you want. I'm going to put that in a big mixing bowl. And I've got some chopped up scallion, cabbage, and red onion that I'm going to throw in here. Equal parts of those. Start mixing this up. Next up, I'll add a teaspoon of paprika. Actually, half a teaspoon of cumin. Half of a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of coriander, and a teaspoon of turmeric. That's good. I've got some minced up ginger and garlic that I'll throw in. These are fenugreek seeds, which I have no idea what the deal is, but I fried them up because you have to cook them beforehand. Before they were cooked, they smelled a little bit like brown sugar, but now they just, I don't know, smell like fried stuff. So I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons in there. And I've got 2 tablespoons of melted butter that I'm going to mix in as well. So this is just a dumpling wrapper that I made. I'm gonna make 6 of them, 36, and it's just flour and water. 2 parts flour to 1 part water. Mix it up, let it rest for 20 minutes, and then roll it out into 1 or 2 millimeters thick. You want it to have a little bit of thickness in the middle so that it doesn't fall apart. And I like to keep them a little thick at the edges so that when I'm stretching them, you'll see as I fill them, stretch. Okay, let's do this right now. So take it in the palm of your hand, grab about a tablespoon of the filling. You don't want too much, otherwise this isn't going to work. It's going to be overstuffed. And you kind of make a pleat, make another pleat, and keep on going all the way around. Shoving the filling back in with your thumb as it gets, it'll start to push out. So this is what I'm saying, you're kind of stretching the edges. So you want it to be about 2 millimeters thick initially, otherwise it'll tear. And then it'll naturally, as you go around in a circle, start to create this little spiral, and you can just take that little piece and twist it in and pinch, and there you go, nice little momo. Alright, I've got a pot with water at a rolling boil. I've got my momo in a steamer basket with some parchment at the bottom. So I'm going to put these guys in and cover them up for 8 minutes. Take off the lid, see how we're doing. Those look pretty good. I can see the, you can see the juice kind of floating around inside. So we're going to take these off and let them cool down a little bit. Got some oil in a hot pan, and we're going to fry these guys now. So first up, we're going to throw, as you can see my garlic in there, testing out the pan to see that it's cool enough this time, not hot enough, because I just fried the momo in there. So, throw in some garlic in a little bit of the oil. Not quite enough oil. I've got another half of a red onion right here. 3 chili peppers, halved. As well as half of a green bell pepper, or whatever color you want. I'm going to throw in a teaspoon of coriander and a teaspoon of cumin and some salt. And once those spices start to get a little toasty, we're going to add 2 tomatoes that have been halved. Forgive me for these subpar tomatoes. It's not quite summertime yet up in the Northeast, so they're a little bit anemic looking. I'm going to shove them to the bottom because I want them to roast a little bit, or fry in this case, I guess. They're going to become kind of a sauce, break down a little bit. So I needed a bigger pan because at this point you're going to add 2 cups or 500 mils of water. So mix that up and bring it to a boil. So now that it's boiling, I'm going to reduce it. Alright, so we're down to a nice thick sauce. Looks good. So we're going to toss in our momo, and I'm going to toss them in the sauce. I don't know how to approach this. I'm using a fork, which is strange. But in Nepal, normally they eat with their hands. I don't want to get chili sauce all over my hands and then go and rub my eyes later. And let's see. A fork is definitely not the way to eat a dumpling. So the meat it's got like a spice to it because of all the different herbs and spices we put in, coriander and cumin and paprika. It's like dark, earthy kind of meat. Wow, it's spicy. The sauce is spicy. That last bite, I got a lot of the sauce. It kind of reminds me of like fra diavola. If you've ever had that kind of, Italian tomato sauce with spice in it. The weird thing is that because the dumplings are these little pockets that protect the meat from the sauce, and the fact that the sauce and the meat have 2 kind of distinct flavors, you're getting 2 flavors at once that don't really blend together. The spices in the meat kind of overpower the sauce. So what's happening is when you first take a bite, you get the sauce flavor, and then once you get the bite, once the meat gets into your mouth, you get the meat flavor. So it's this like back and forth kind of thing. So that was chili momo from Nepal. If you liked watching this, please hit the thumbs up button down below. If you would like to see more of my videos in the future and have them beamed directly into your inbox, hit the subscribe button up there and check mark the thing that says send directly into my brain. And if you have food from your home country that you would like to see me attempt to prepare, as I did on today's program, leave a comment in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. See you next time.